Now, in the last slides, we explained the term stylistics as a field of study. Now, stylistics, as you are now familiar with, is the study of style. Stylistics is a science of style, it is the knowledge of style, it is the philosophy of style. So, style is central to stylistics. Now, what is style? Let us discuss the term style by different people. According to Buffon, Count Lee Buffon, a French naturalist and a critic and a philosopher, he is famous for the definition of style. Whoever asks you the definition of style, you can give this definition of style because it is very popular in literature. So he defines style is the man himself. Now, style is identified as the man, the person, himself or herself. Now, style in this context is a reflection of the personality of an individual. Now, style and man are intimately and intricately connected and interdependent on each other. Style and man are the person or the individual or intricately connected with each other. Now, in this definition, we can conclude that style and the identity of an individual are interconnected or interrelated. Language or the manner in which one speaks is actually his style. So, language or speech is the reflection of one's identity. Now, in this definition, you can say that language or style is the identity of the man. When someone speaks, the whole personality of that person is manifested or reflected in his or her language. So, style or language pattern, a language manner, is the reflection of one's identity. So, according to David Crystal, style is the identity of a person. Identity refers to a host of characteristics, a set of variables, features, characteristics that define a person. For example, gender is one of the features of one's identity. So, gender gives a person an identity. Now, language reflects one gender, style reflects one gender. Similarly, education is another identity. Suppose a person who has education has a separate identity in society, and this education is reflected in one's language and speech and style. Similarly, religion is another identity of an individual. Profession, field, or suppose a policeman. So the identity of being a policeman is reflected in one's speech or language. And psychology, geography, etc., all of these kind of identities are reflected in one's language. So that is why style is called the man. Now we would confine ourselves to literature. For example, if you want to know the identity of Bacon, Sir Francis Bacon, you can easily identify his identity by looking at his works. Similarly, if you want to know the identity of Shakespeare, like the psychology, the geography, the socio-culture in which he lived, the religious views of Shakespeare, and the education of Shakespeare, all of these identities of William Shakespeare can be easily identified by looking his style of language, his language, his writings. So his writing is have dramas, sonnets, etc., are the reflection of his work, and the psychology, the gender, the geography, the religious views, and so on and so forth. So, in simple words, style is the identity of a man. That's why it is called style is the man. Now, the second definition of style is that of Arthur Schopenhauer. Arthur Schopenhauer is a famous philosopher in modern philosophy, and he has given one of the definitions of style which is very popular and famous in the circle of literature and linguistics. He defines style as the physiognomy of one's mind. Now, physiognomy refers to a set of characteristics or features that define one's personality or character. Now, physiognomy is generally the physical features of someone, the facial feature of someone. Physiognomy is actually a science in which you can identify the personality or character of someone by looking at his or her face. So face is the the index or the reflection of one's mind. So physiognomy refers to those characteristics which are particularly facial characteristic, the characteristics of face which reflects one's personality. But in this context, Arthur Schopenhauer, describes style as the physiognomy of mind. He says that style, language patterns, speech patterns, or language, manner, or language ways, or the physiognomy. These are the physical features of one's mind, your mentality, your psyche, your mental setup is reflected or manifested in your style. So style is the manifestation, you can say, is the reflection, is the mirror of your mentality, of your mind setup, of your psyche and psychology as well. So your mind, your cognitive processes, your mental abilities, your emotional stability, your feelings, your emotions, all of these things are reflected in your style. That is why Arthur Schopenhauer calls style is the physiognomy of one's mind. Now, the next definition of style is that of again Kate Wells, who wrote the Dictionary of Stylistics, which is recommended in your course contents. According to Kate Wells, style is seen as distinctive. In essence, the set or sum of linguistic features that seem to be characteristics. Now, this is a tricky definition, but in reality, it is very simple. According to Kate Wells, style is distinctive. This means that style is something that distinguishes you from the rest of the people. You can be identified or located easily by your style of language. Now, Kate Wells defines style as a set of characteristics, a set of features, a set of variables or traits, whatever you call them, that are distinctive, that distinguishes you from the rest of the people. So Kate Wells defines that it is a set of linguistic features that have distinctiveness. So there are two terms involved, a set of linguistic features and distinctiveness. By distinctiveness, I mean differences or distinguishing. Anything that distinguishes you, that makes you different from the rest of people, is called distinctiveness. So style is a character, a set or sum of linguistic features that distinguishes you from the rest of the members of your community or group of people.